A group of retired military officers also attended the media briefing held in Colombo.
2008 අගෝස්තු මාසයේ පමණ මම හිතන්නේ කිට්ටු වෙනකොට
Around August 2008, the supply of bullets from China came to a halt. Gotabaya Rajapaksa responded casually, saying that the ammunition was being provided on loan and that there was nothing he could do if China decided to stop the supply. I then went directly to Basil Rajapaksa's office, where he immediately contacted PB Jayasundara and instructed him to release 100 million rupees, which was done within 5 minutes. I spoke with Basil Rajapaksa for about an hour, during which he mentioned giving money to the LTTE in 2005. He said that the LTTE had promised us to stop the Tamil community from casting votes upon his request. He also said that big boats to be used by the LTTE members at sea are in Malaysia and that money needed to be paid for that. Basil said that this required $2 million. We said there is no issue there and that it can be arranged immediately. What Basil told me was that a neighboring country gave $2 million to our country for the election and that entire lump sum was given to Prabhakaran in Kilinochchi. According to Basil, an upcountry Tamil politician was present there as well. The same politician you may have seen on TV in the past getting beaten up. These boats were used to attack the Navy's Dwara boats. 10 of our Dwara boats were sunk in this manner. About 150 of our Navy personnel were killed as well. Even though a son of theirs was in the Navy, he was never sent out to sea. All he did was play rugby in Colombo and race cars. By January 2009, we were so close to ending the war. On the 27th of January, Gotabaya called and said very lovingly, "Sarath, haven't you been leading the army in war for 2.5 years already? You must be exhausted. There is someone called Jagat Jayasuriya. You can let him complete the rest of the job and take a break." I told him that I will not hand over the job to anyone else. That was on the 27th of January. On the 28th, Mahinda Rajapaksa called me. He ordered me to declare a temporary ceasefire on the 31st of January and 1st of February. We are supposed to follow these orders. In such a context, on the night of the 31st of January, the LTTE crossed the Nandikadal lagoon and launched a massive attack on us. The war that was supposed to be ended by mid-March got dragged until mid-May. We lost weapons worth tens of millions of rupees. The person who is responsible for that whole incident, all the damage caused, all the lives lost, and the additional expenses incurred due to the war dragging out further is none other than Mahinda Rajapaksa. He disguises himself as a lion by wearing a lion's skin, but he is going around getting others to say that there was no ceasefire. This is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. If he has any self-respect and he is denying having given an order that he actually gave, how lowly is that? I have said before that if this had happened in any other country, indictments would have been filed against him and legal action would have been taken. He would have received death penalty thereafter. What I said was that this is what would have happened in another country. This government is against corruption and tries to work in accordance with the law and respects the law. If that is the case, legal action needs to be taken in this regard. An attorney who is Mahinda Rajapaksa's media spokesperson made a statement to the media. The items moved from temple trees and the president's house to Vijay Rama do not have the relevant documents. Then who was there at the time? Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees and Gotabaya at the president's house. If the documents are not there, that means a theft has taken place. The two brothers have committed a theft. The facts required to take legal action against Mahinda for the theft of items has been provided. That is why I said that if I was Harshana Nanayakkara, I would have arrested that lawyer by now. There is an animal called hyena. You must have heard of them. What do they consume? Rotten meat. This individual is also like a hyena. That is why they are calling us names and making various allegations. He also said that Mahinda is like a lion. Lions do not steal. But even a child in this country knows that Mahinda is a thief. The Supreme Court gave a ruling on this as well, that the Rajapaksa brothers ruined this country. There is something else I must mention here. Right when the war was about to end, Gotabaya tried to foil that process. Jagat Dias was removed from the war field. 2 months before the war ended, my mission Director General Uday Pereira was removed from his post and sent to Malaysia. The whole country was waiting for us to win the war, and they were doing lowly things like this. To win the presidential election in 2010, which was almost near, they needed Prabhakaran to be alive. They wanted to keep Prabhakaran alive and make sure to be in the good books of the Tamil community. That was Mahinda Rajapaksa's intention. That was his plan.
He also shared his views on an upcoming revelation.
ඊට පස්සේ සුදු කොඩි කතාව. මං ගාව වීඩියෝ එකක් තියෙනවා මං ළඟදි මේක එළියට දානවා.
And now on to the white flag case. I have a video which I will release in the near future. On the 17th, Gotabaya gave a call to Shavindra Silva. There are cameras of the media all around him. After the call, Shavindra Silva keeps down the phone. And for a moment, he forgets all the cameras that are around him. He tells the officials who are in front of him that it was the defense secretary who just called and that there was a talk to bring out white flags to surrender and that, however, all those there will be killed. He says something like that, but I was not aware of any of this. He calls officers on the field and tells them all this. The journalists were listening to all this. I have a clip that was recorded that day, a clip of Shavindra Silva making that statement. I will release it soon. It is the journalists who were there that day who spoke about this white flag story. Frederica Jazz came to meet me for an interview before the 2010 presidential election. She asked me if there was any plan involving white flags. I gave her just one reply, that two other journalists also asked me the same question before her. That is all I said. Frederica Jans then put a headline the following day saying that the general had ordered those carrying white flags to be shot dead. This was simply untrue. When the case was ongoing, there was a woman on the three-judge bench named Vijay Sundara who was an absolute Rajapaksa loyalist. She paid attention to none of this. She was the head of that three-judge bench. In fact, Mahinda Rajapaksa was the one who signed at her daughter's wedding as the witness. During the time the case was ongoing, that daughter was even gifted a Toyota car. So she ended up saying that I was found guilty of the charges and needed to be jailed.
සිපුද්ගල ඉන්සුරු කමිසුවේ හිටව 3 දෙනාගේ එකෙනෙක් විරුද්ධ වුණා.